This podcast is being recorded and produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past, present.
We extend our respect to any First Nations, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people joining us today.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright, hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
If it's trending, going viral or has you gripped, we're talking about it.
Coming up on this episode, we're taking a trip down memory lane and talking about blue light disco, dog.
And movie marathons.
Yep.
Did anyone go to those?
Yeah, we both had very different experiences.
We also talk about The Masked Singer and our thoughts on all the secrets that come along with the show.
Yeah, someone just got revealed this week that has blown us away. We did not expect her to be on the show. We give you our thoughts. Plus, the biggest scandal of the year. I wasn't across it at the time, but now I am. We're talking about Vanderpump Rules. A lot of people have been asking my thoughts since I recently got up to speed on all 10 seasons, including Scandival. And this is the expose. Joel, I'm giving you a TXXC on all things Vanderpump Rules.
I am very excited to hear all about it.
Deal me in, doll. Let's go.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
We talked the whole night through. I did a tap dance to that once back in the day.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
And was it in a competition?
Of course it was.
And did you win?
Always.
Did you
It
really?
was a duo, yeah.
You might have to get up and give us some of that tap dance soon.
I would love to.
Because we're in a bit of a silly mood today. We've been
Silly,
sitting here for 5
goofy.
minutes just waiting to hit record, get everything sorted, all the cameras set up and whatnot for the social videos, and we're already
Raging.
And I didn't even, usually I take, because I've been off coffee for a while, so I mean not so much the caffeine, because I'm still taking like a pre-workout before we record, just so I'm a bit more energetic, and
Yeah.
today I actually didn't take any.
Okay.
So you're getting my true,
You're raw dogging
natural, raw dogging self
All right.
in today's episode.
Let's see how that goes.
But I do feel hyped up because I worked something out. Obviously, again, we're talking about you driving 2 hours every week to come down here.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to talk about me and my travel time because I figured out something really fun last week when I went home from the podcast.
Okay.
Did you know, here's a fun fact for you all. It takes me 4 dancing queens to get to the podcast studio.
Why and how did you work this out?
Well, I played Dancing Queen, obviously the Mamma Mia movie version. Just because it has a better ending. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go listen after this podcast. But I played it and I thought, geez, that was good. So I'm going to play it again. And then it finished and I went, you know what? Let's just chuck it on one more time. And then I was like, you know what? 4th time's the charm. On it goes again. And by the end of the 4th Dancing Queen, I was parked out the front and ready to go.
Dancing Queen really is a great song. I love when you're out when that comes on. The vibes are high.
The vibes are always high. I used to love being a DJ and playing Dancing Queen. There were a few top tracks. Dancing Queen,
Isn't
Untouched.
Dancing Queen, I saw recently that the meaning behind it is like not good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is the meaning behind it?
I don't know. I saw a TikTok about it and apparently like it's not happy like you think it is. It's one of those songs that seems happy. I don't know if you haven't heard that.
No.
Okay, we're going to have to look it
Now
up.
I'm going to have to listen 4 times on the way home today and
listen
figure
to it
out.
differently. Apparently it is not what you think, but we're going to look it up right now
Okay,
and
we're going
find
to
out.
Google it. But I've got a challenge for you. While producer Chae is Googling that for us, the challenge is next week. I need you to listen to Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia version, on repeat the entire way down and tell us how many times.
How am I going to keep track?
I don't know, in your head. What else are you
But
doing?
why do I have to listen to it? Why can't I just Google like
No,
how
that's not fun.
how long it takes me
No.
and then divide it by how long the song is and I can tell you straight away.
Do you not want to have fun in life? Like, I think listening to Dancing Queen for 2 hours nonstop would be my ideal first date, if I'm honest.
Should I do it on the way here?
Yeah.
Then see what kind of state I rock
Well, you
up
can
in.
do it on the way home today and tell us.
Oh.
No, actually, next week's good. See what state you're in, yeah, because you might have gone crazy. Oh, it here just says that it's the story of a 17-year-old girl on a nightclub dance floor, lost in the music and the moment.
Maybe it's not the lyrics that are sad, but it's the piano chords throughout the whole song that are actually sad and not happy chords.
Didn't know there were different chords that were happy and sad, to be honest. But anyway, you learn something new every day here at High Scrollers, let me tell you.
Sometimes when I listen to Dancing Queen around the 2 minutes 57-second mark, I'm sure I can even hear someone scream, "This isn't joy, this is agony."
Right, I'm going to have to listen now, aren't I?
Because
I listened 4 times and I didn't notice that.
Get it
so
up on your phone, 2 minutes 57.
Well, here's the thing. I'll have to do the ABBA version, though, won't I? Won't
go the original.
Okay, hang on. No. No, I've just listened. There's no
It's a
such thing.
conspiracy. It's a
This
conspiracy.
is the thing. People just make stuff up on the internet and
They
people
do.
run with it. Well, right now, let's make some things up now that
All
people
right.
can just run with. If it's that easy, ABBA never even existed. How about that?
Yeah,
It's the Mandela
yeah.
effect. They're all actually aliens, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
Tom Jones, been dead for 20 years. Sorry, I don't know who you're seeing next year, but it's an impersonator. What else can we make up? Your house is burnt down yesterday. It's gone. AJ's done a spark. Whole thing's gone. So you're
AJ's
without
done
a house.
a spark.
Yeah.
I got to ask him if that's a real term.
You know, we're just making shit up here. But how are the renovations going, Joel?
They're going, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I will say, not that I ever believe anything on reality TV, but if we were on the block, the house would have been done by now.
Yeah, because you would have had everyone helping you behind the scenes.
But
Don't they have a whole team of people? I've never watched, obviously.
It just seems, it's so unrealistic. But yeah, our house is currently, we're just renovating one section because if you renovate the whole thing, then you got to move out basically. And where am I going to move? But yeah, it's a construction zone at my house. At the moment, we're renovating our ensuite and 2 bedrooms. So that area is all closed off and ripped out at the moment. And I'm going with a green bathroom. I don't know if you've seen me talking about that on my story.
I'm colourblind, so it won't upset me, but maybe others might have a problem with that.
Do you have a problem with it, Chae?
Chae's over there looking in disgust.
Get on the microphone and tell me, why do you have a problem with it? Don't scare me out of it because I've already ordered the tiles.
I don't have a problem with it. I just think it might be something that in a few years' time you go,
Ew.
maybe not. But you just renovate again, right?
Yeah, let's just do the whole thing again.
And she will, you know, like you will.
Okay.
Being friends with you is so, I don't know what the word is for it.
Oh,
But I feel it's very Dancing Queen. Like people think it's really happy, but like
It's
sometimes I
not.
just feel guilty for not doing enough. Like this bitch over here opening 25 bloody stores, got the whole CEO going on, doing the podcast, doing everything. Oh, and you want to paint the bloody bathroom green.
yeah, well, like neutral is so in. Like if you go on Pinterest and you
Is
type...
green neutral?
No, I'm saying like the
Oh.
opposite. Like, you know,
Yeah,
if you go on Pinterest and type in bathroom aesthetic or whatever, it's all your neutrals, your beige, your white. And I just feel like I just want to have some colour in my life,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
And green is like a calming, relaxing, natural kind of colour, I think.
Okay.
It's found in nature.
Yeah.
So I want to feel like I'm in nature in my bathroom when I'm on the toilet doing my nature. Is that a crime? I want to sit on the toilet and feel calm from the tiles.
Now I'm loving. It might help with, you know.
The bowel
Yeah,
movements. Yes,
literally.
exactly. Look, am I going to regret having a green bathroom? I don't know. I also think when I say green bathroom, people think like emerald green or something or jade green, which is not the case. It's a very soft, sagey kind of green.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. I could put the tiles up on the wall and go, fuck, that's hideous, but it's too late because I've already spent the money and tiles are not cheap.
What colour is the towels going to be?
That's a good question.
You've not thought about that?
No, I feel like I'll do that at the very end. We've got
Okay.
green tiles in the upper half and then a neutral on the floor and like wrapped up half the wall. So it's like a green and neutral and then brass, like gold, all the tapware and stuff. White sink, white toilet. I really want a bidet. But I feel like it's not really a thing in Australia. And like we'll go on a holiday overseas and be like, oh my God, look at this. It washes my ass.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, in Japan, I didn't know how to use it properly. First of all, the toilet seats were heated, which was
Yeah.
amazing. And I was sitting and I was like, right, like I'm done. Like, how's the bidet happening? And there's a button for it. So I pressed the button.
Yeah.
And then it didn't do anything. And so I
Right.
pressed the button again. Didn't do anything. Pressed the button again. Didn't do anything. I thought, I'll stand up and have a look.
Oh, of course.
Whoosh, straight in the face.
Oh.
Bidet water in my back of my throat. Hit me tonsils. Hit me tonsils.
Your tonsil stones.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video of the guy spitting out a tonsil stone recently? Oh, have you seen it?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
it's great.
Apparently they're really painful. I didn't even know they existed till that video. He's just talking if you haven't seen
What
it.
does he
and
do? He does
He
something.
coughs or something and a tonsil stone
Flies
out
out.
at
And
the
he's
camera.
like, what was that? And then all the dentists and whatever are stitching it going, that was a tonsil stone.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've all got tonsil stones.
Do we?
Yes, like we've got them at all times.
Oh.
And then like they can get bigger and worse or if you're sick or whatever. But back to the bidet.
Sorry, yes. Important matters at hand here.
I've never used one, but I've stayed at hotels overseas where they have it, but I'm too scared.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. Like that's really clean. It's hygienic to wash your ass. The fact that we just wipe it with toilet paper and walk away.
Well, I saw this one thing that was like if there was poo on our arm, like we wouldn't just wipe it with toilet paper.
Exactly, you would wash it. If a kid shits themselves, you wash the kid. You don't just wipe it away with toilet paper. Like if a kid shits all the way up their back in the pram, you wash the pram and you wash the kid.
But do you reckon you'd just spray the kid down? Or would you get some soap involved?
You would wash the whole kid with soap.
But then a bidet doesn't have any soap, so that argument is invalid as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you make a good point there.
Anyway, we'll have to come to a decision on bidets at a later date. We've got a big episode ahead of us, Dol. Well, kicking off the big show as we always do here with our Royal Flush of the Week. It's the best thing that we saw on the internet. Could be a new show we're watching, our new favourite album or song, or a trending video that we've seen online, or just a pop culture moment that's taken the world by storm. You can kick us off this week because I'm feeling nice.
I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble.
Oh, God, that's a good way to start, isn't it? Flag the legal team at Nova, please.
Mine isn't something, I guess I've seen it on the internet and it encouraged me to do it.
Yeah.
But it's not like something that's really trending, but it should be trending on the internet.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like we threw in the Royal Flush so that we could talk about stuff that like isn't trending. This is our leeway into it. So it could just be anything, really.
So I've done something amazing in my life that I think should be trending online at all times, and it is sometimes, but it needs to be out there more. So if we're going to use our podcast to spread a good message, this is it, okay?
Okay, this will be good. Here we go.
I think you would probably already know this.
Okay.
Maybe
be
if you watch my story.
Grapes are sultanas, is it?
No. Hey, so many people commented that they didn't know about the prune thing.
Yeah,
so
I know.
there you go. My royal flush in my life of the week, which I don't know if you watch my stories every day. For the first time ever, and should have ages ago, I went and got a skin check.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Have you? Oh, you. Oh, wow.
Mm.
Have you ever been?
Yeah, I used to go, like my mum would take us every, 6 months when we were younger?
6 to 12 months. You're meant to go.
Mm. But that was the first time in your life ever?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really bad for me to say. At 30, that's the first time I ever got a skin cancer check.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is really considered a royal flush, but I feel like I'm glad that I did it.
Yeah. I used to hate it.
Really?
Yeah. It was real confronting as a
It
little
is.
fat child.
It is
and
a
they'd
bit.
be lifting up each man boob, trying to find moles underneath. Lift up me tummy. And I had a big mole like underneath my little, apron belly, like underneath in the fold.
Mm.
And so they'd have to spend a lot of time down there. And I remember one time he goes, "It's just going to be easier if you lay down for me, mate."
Well, I laid down for part of mine as well. So, yeah, lay on the table. But I was surprised at how quick it was, just with a little torch. And she's just like, yep, flip over. But I'm glad that I did it. And I put it on my story. And so many people said, like, this is a great message to spread, especially living in Australia. And it's been one of those things that I'm like, I want to go and get my skin checked. But I think it's really important for everyone to do. So that's my royal flush. I know it's not really like exciting or funny, but it's relevant.
Well, there you go. You have just been changing the rules. I mean, the other week when your royal flush was buying tickets to Tom Jones, I'm like, not really trending, but okay. Like
we're making it trending.
We're just making it up as we go along here.
Yeah. What's yours?
No, I should have probably gone first.
Oh, why? Because that was too boring for you.
Because I'm just talking about Beyonce. Like, I'm not really, you've got a great message there and good. I might book in for a skin check soon.
You should, and everyone listening, if you haven't got one booked, you really should. She said you should go every 12 months.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll get on to that. But
back to the podcast.
Back to Beyonce. Obviously, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, the movie, has premiered across the world. It's currently showing in Australia, which, remember when we first spoke about this
we
on
were
the
like,
podcast?
is it only going to be in the US? And now it's worldwide.
Sure. We weren't sure it was going to come to Australia, but we must have manifested that. Someone.
We did. That was us.
Yeah, that was us. If we didn't speak about it, may
Wouldn't
not have happened.
happened.
So here you are. You're welcome. And I'll be getting a commemorative popcorn bucket from wherever I go. What even is a cinema anymore? I haven't been in years.
Reading, Hoyts,
Greater
Union.
Union. What
Is
are
that
they
gone?
called?
Greater
Event cinemas.
Event cinemas
That's
is gone.
right. Yeah,
What's
anyway.
your movie of, like, where would you go if you were to go to any of those?
I don't know. Whatever's closest, really.
Yeah.
But I got Who Has Gold Class because I do like a
Reading.
gold class.
Reading.
Reading.
And
What's
Event.
Reading? I've never heard of Reading.
Event's pretty. You don't have Reading cinemas? We've got it in
Must
Charlestown.
be a Newcastle thing or regional thing. Maybe it's a regional thing.
Newcastle is considered regional, you know that?
Yeah, I know. But anyway, remember movie marathons? Did you ever go to movie marathons?
I was
as a
never
kid?
allowed.
Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, movie marathons like shaped my entire life.
I was never allowed.
You would go to the movies and they would have like from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. they'd just do all the Twilights. And so you'd just buy a ticket to the movies and it was like a little bit more expensive because you were seeing so many of them. And yeah, they'd start at like 10 p.m.
Yep.
and you'd go in and you just watch Twilight 1, 2, 3, 4 or Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, 4.
And wasn't it just kids? Like this was before I was 18. Like
Yes.
no wonder I wasn't allowed to go.
I was probably in year 8 or 9.
But
which
how
was
did
like,
they
what,
monitor
16?
that? Like what happened the whole time? Did people actually just watch the movie or was it all about like going and hooking up with
Hooking up.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I went and I was so disappointed because all the big ones were like Harry Potter, Twilight. They had like, you could do all the Screams or all the Saws or all the Final
wouldn't have been there.
Destination. Yeah. And I was like, I'm so excited. And then we got there and my friend made us late because she was hooking up with a boy at home and in her bedroom. And I'm sitting there going, can we go get our movie tickets now, guys? Like, you done in there? And then we went and there were no tickets left because we were so late. So we had to go to an X-Men movie marathon, which I had no interest in. And then the whole time I'm just sitting there like a third wheel and she's hooking up with her boyfriend next to me the whole time.
I feel like this wouldn't happen now. Like I don't think they would allow movie marathons for underage kids. I'll tell you what I did used to go to though back in the day was the blue light discos, like the underage, and that was the vibe. I would get like cans of Red Bull before it, go with my friends, curl my hair with mum's like hot rollers and go and maybe like kiss a few boys in one night.
Oh my God. I got bashed every time I went.
No.
Like kicked in the head on the ground. Like full on bashed.
That is not good.
And to think the blue light disco is like run by the police and I got...
Is it?
Yeah. Blue light disco is run by the police. Don't you remember there being police everywhere?
Nah, but I don't think the ones in
Blue
Newcastle
light as
were.
in like red and blue lights, surely.
Well, ours were called like there was one called Pulse and one called something else. Like, and it wasn't called Blue Light, and there was no police.
Right. Well, it was Blue Light. It was at the YMCA at Batto Bay on the Central Coast.
Ours was like the racetrack in Newcastle.
And I would go because it was such a cultural thing to do. We all went, but I hated the entire experience because from the very get-go, they'd split you up into boy and girl lines. Did they do that for you?
Maybe, yeah.
So I had to join the boy line. Now I had no boyfriend. So all the girls, which by the way, they'd all dress up. There'd be a theme each month.
And we would go and get like the Supre outfit.
Yeah, fluoro tutus.
Little kitten heels.
Yeah.
Like, I would go to Supre and like get a whole outfit.
Yeah. And so they'd all line up in the girls' line and the police would never let me line up in the girls' line. They'd be like, boys' line. And I'm like trying to be gay and trying to be like, but I don't know if I fit over there. And they're like, they're going to be mean to me. And they'd be like, I don't care, get over there. And then I'd get inside, all the girls would be hooking up with boys and the boys who didn't have a hookup would be bashing me. So I just had like a really bad time. I'm like getting kicked in the head to blow my whistle, bitch. Like it is so full on. And then I'd go home and be like, yeah, Mum, I had a great time. With like blood behind my ear. Like,
Again, I don't know how we were allowed to go to those things.
Yeah, I know.
Do they exist now?
I think blue light does exist still. I think it's, but it'd be nowhere near.
But there was no parents, like,
yeah.
And I would have been like 13 hooking up with like 17-year-old boys.
Yeah, but the thing is, my mum went to blue light when she was
the
younger.
ones in Newcastle, there was no parents.
Yeah, no. She didn't come to the blue light disco, as in when she was my age, she went to the blue light disco. Like in high school, it was a thing for her as well. So like, I think on the Central Coast, a lot of like the parents there were like, oh, we know
it's fine.
It's fine. But I also think the blue light disco 30 years ago was probably much more tame than it was
when we were going. Going to those discos was a highlight of my life, as well as school discos. Did you go to those?
Yeah, I went to school discos. I DJ'd my school disco once.
Oh my goodness.
But I had to get all the songs approved. It was awful. Like, so I couldn't.
Was it like Nutbush, Macarena?
Damn, you were sexy chick.
Oh!
I had to do the radio edit.
Oh, yeah,
the bloody
course.
songs.
And again, my goal at the school disco was to kiss like multiple boys in the one night. And all I remember is just the teachers coming around and splitting up everyone that is hooking up. How fucking awkward. I feel sorry for those teachers.
Well, I think like the token single person in the whole year, me. being the DJ is the most cliche thing ever. Like, well, there's no one to hook up with anyway, so I may as well just play the music.
Be the DJ. Did you wear a Hawaiian shirt?
No, this is probably inappropriate, but I dressed as Cleopatra.
Oh.
Yeah, which these days, you know.
That reminds me of Trisha Paytas going, King time.
Yes.
Buried with a dog hair.
It was very that. Like, I think I saw the photos on my Facebook a few years ago and went, oh, delete. We better delete those. Because, you know, back then, you know, as I said a couple episodes ago, I didn't know any better. We were all dressing up inappropriately.
Yeah.
These days, I wouldn't dress as Cleopatra. But anyway, you live and you learn. The fact is, this is my raw flush. We've gone so far off topic. Okay, so back to Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie. It's finally out. And she did the premiere, and Beyonce turned up to the premiere, and they got photos in like the front row of the cinema with like no one else in the cinema and like little videos together. I'm sure you've seen them on the internet. It's going viral. And I love that this little friendship sort of thing is going on and that Beyonce is supporting Taylor Swift and especially after obviously Kanye called out on the VMAs,
her getting the award.
Yeah,
that was Beyonce, right? Saying Beyonce had the best whatever it was.
Video of all time.
That's such a fuck you to Kanye.
Yeah, I know. So now,
which is great.
Beyonce getting a little pic with Taylor is probably my favorite thing. I've loved seeing all the updates from the premiere, to be honest. I am not in a rush to see the movie because
is it out yet or coming out
it's
soon?
out right now
in cinemas
in Australia. Yes,
you need to go to Reading.
Yeah, I did get invited to go, but I'm going to be in Queensland when the little special event is on.
Right.
If Taylor Swift decides to show up, she won't. But, you know, imagine.
Yeah.
I'd kick myself in the head like at Blue Light. But
to that song. What was that song that you just said before?
Blow my whistle, bitch.
How did that song come into you? Blow my whistle, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, how are you thinking of that song?
Babe, that was my favourite Blue Light song. That and Sexy Bitch by Akon featuring David Guetta. Like, seriously. Are you kidding me? I could, like, tell me all of them. We're going Venga Boys. We're going Sha-La-La-La-La by the Venga Boys.
Sha-La-La in the morning.
Yeah, we're going Venga Bus. We're going Boom, 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 Boom. We're going Strawberry Kisses, Nicki Minaj. Nicki, we're so sorry. Excuse me.
Strawberry Kisses by Nicki Minaj. I would like to hear her version of that.
Oh gosh, it's because I haven't had the pre-workout. I'm all over the shop.
Yeah.
But anyway, no. Blue Light, I'm surprised I can remember anything after all the head trauma, but
So Matt, have you been watching The Masked Singer this season? Because I know you like that show.
Oh, love it. Well, was loving it. This year is a bit slow.
Right.
Because I watched the first couple episodes, but a few things I went, no, not for me. Because one, it's only dropping once a week. And I think that's a long time to wait. And I think I could be wrong, but I think it used to be like 3 nights a week, maybe 2 nights a week.
Yep.
And it was good. The momentum was good. Once a week is so slow.
That's very old school. Like, I feel like, especially now because we're watching everything on streaming services, like we can binge watch something like all at once. So I don't know why a show would only come out with 1 episode a week in this day and age.
Yeah, so it kind of lost its momentum for me. But also they had a mask on there and then it was revealed that it was Summer Warne, which was Shane Warne's daughter,
right?
Which was beautiful. But also I'd been trying to guess actual celebrities. Do you know what I mean? Like Summer Warne's not really in the public eye apart from being Shane Warne's daughter.
Well, that's what...
It was lovely, don't get me wrong. Like, I was like, that's really sweet to give her the opportunity. However, I've been guessing, Pamela Anderson for the last 2 weeks.
Well, it makes me wonder as well, like, so I think I've watched bits and bobs of the seasons on TV, but my TV isn't really on that much. Like, I only watch stuff on, like, streaming platforms. But thanks to TikTok, I basically watch normal shows as well because, there's all snippets posted on there. And it got me thinking with The Masked Singer, you know how like Osher does the reveal and goes, it's Summer Warne. What if are they called judges on The Masked Singer?
Yeah.
Like what if they don't know who that is? Or are they...
I think they just have to fake it.
So are they expected? And this is what gets me thinking, like, how do they never know? Like, do the judges actually know and then they act surprised? What do you
No,
think?
I think they don't know, but they just know they have to act surprised. When in the first episode, some guy from 90210 was revealed, and Abby Chatfield's reaction, I go, babe, you've never watched an episode in your life, surely.
Oh, so you can tell that they don't know.
Well, no, she like acted surprised and was like, oh my God. But I'm like, did you really know? Actually wanted to text her. When I watched The Masked Singer, the problem is with being friends with Abby and like having her number, it is so tempting to text her and be
Do you
like,
reckon so many people would though?
give
like,
me
that know
all the
her?
tea. There was another thing that happened as well. Oh, no. Okay, so the other thing is Cowgirl this year is definitely Courtney Act. We know. At the minute I heard the voice, it's Courtney Act. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
And it's so obvious to me, and also Sky, who I was watching it with in the first episode. And Abby just had no clue and didn't pick up on any of the RuPaul's Drag Race clues or anything like that. And I was like, surely, like I wanted to text her and be like, babe, surely you knew that was Courtney Act. Like the voice is so distinct. Like it's very obvious.
It's just been revealed. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I've already spoiled 4 of them for you, but yeah, go.
I don't know what her character was, like a butterfly fairy thing.
Yeah, Space Fairy, I think.
Space Fairy, Charlotte Crosby.
Mm.
And I saw like the reveal and the judges like being like, no way.
Yeah.
And she actually has a really good voice.
Which I reckon they were genuine reactions to
Yes.
Charlotte Crosby being behind the
Because I feel like
mask.
people would not expect Charlotte to be on that.
And unless you've watched OG episodes of Geordie Shore where she actually does a bit of singing and like, or even in like just funny singing. Like, those people who like sing funny, but then you're like, wait, you're actually good?
Yeah.
That was kind of Charlotte. And so like people probably don't know. I think she's also solidified herself as such a person who's just a bit of a rat bag and crazy and all this that you wouldn't expect her to do something so serious.
Yes.
And her voice is amazing. Like
but once I knew it was her, then I was watching her singing and you can tell. Like it's distinctively her. But I guess people would have never guessed that because they would never have picked her to go on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
I was surprised that she had a nice voice.
I think what intrigues me so much about The Masked Singer in general is the fact we don't know what goes on. Like
it's a mysterious show.
It is. And I watch thinking like, is that actually the celebrity in the costume? And also, are they actually singing live? Which we know obviously the microphone that they're holding is not the one that's picking up the sound.
Yes, because surely it's going to sound muffled.
Yeah. Like I think they're pre-recorded, but then they just go out there and
move their
wave
arms
their hands
around. And do you think it's them every single week, or do you think they fly in for the reveal? Because it doesn't have to be them, especially if it's not live, if it's a pre-recorded song.
Yeah, like I've got no idea, but that's what I mean. There's no
We need to find out.
I know, there's no like behind the scenes. There's no
because surely
way to
Charlotte
know.
isn't coming all the way over to Australia and going there every week to get up and sing.
Yeah, but don't forget they film these shows over the course of 2 weeks and
true.
it's every single day.
Yeah.
Because this was all filmed months ago.
That's a good point.
I remember getting the email to go in the audience and I went, oh, should I?
You should have.
No, I couldn't be bothered. I did that once with X Factor and it was a big flop because they promoted that Ariana Grande was going to be there. And so I came all the way down, caught the train down from the Central Coast to Fox Studios. I'm ready for X Factor. Here we go. Oh, Ariana Grande's been pushed back to next week. This week you got Paloma Faith.
Right.
Only love can nerd like this.
Oh,
you know,
that just reminded me. I auditioned for Australia's Got Talent.
Why have you auditioned for everything and also never gone in? Did you really win the tap dancing contest?
I auditioned doing a tap duo.
No.
Caught the train down to Sydney. It was at Luna Park.
Was it X Factor or
Australia's Got Talent.
Australia's Got Talent, sorry, yeah.
So embarrassing.
Which one? Like the one that Bonnie won?
No, like this was when I was probably 11.
Yeah, but that would have been like one of the first seasons, right?
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Oh my god.
We didn't get past that point.
Oh.
We would have done like a Singing in the Rain number or something.
You didn't have a sob story, so.
Potato, tomato. I don't know. Either way, disastrous and embarrassing.
Anyway, we're always getting off track here. Lots of tangents. But yeah, I just think like there's so many secrets and I think that's what intrigues me so much. I'd love to go on The Masked Singer. Why
don't we try and get you on?
Sing. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
If Summer Warren can go on.
Because I just know. Imagine my mask being pulled off. You know that Chrissy Swan knows who we follow each other on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Dave
Dave Hughes I've met a few times through my comedy career. Abby, we're obviously good friends, but what would be hilarious is Mel B going, oh my God, it's all right here. You know, like, I'm like, bitch, you don't know who I am. You know what I mean? Like, but I would love to be there, like, behind the scenes.
But it just gets me thinking, surely the judges know and it's written down on their...
Nah.
You don't reckon?
I don't reckon. But I reckon maybe because Osher goes...
It's all right, hey.
God, it's Courtney Act or whoever it may be. And like, if they don't know that, I think they just have to react and go,
Oh my God, yeah. How
and then they
embarrassing.
can figure it out.
I would, if I was a judge, I would want to make sure that I knew everyone. I'd feel really embarrassed if I was like, oh my God, and doing this fake reaction. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Would you ever go on The Masked Singer? You've had a singing career.
Yeah, I have.
You've had a singing career. How's that going?
It was, again, I've failed at multiple things. You can't be successful without failure, Matt.
Yeah, and you can't be successful at everything.
I didn't get into Big Brother. I didn't get into Australia's Got Talent. No. It was a forced singing career. Okay. Thank you very much.
I feel like we need the context. We need the story behind this, please. For those who don't know, Brittney did release a single at one point.
Against my own will. Is that the way you say it? Like I was forced.
Yeah.
Gaslit into doing it.
You're just making up words now.
I know. Okay, I'll tell you all the story for those of you that don't know it. Yes, I had a failed attempt at a singing career, but it was not my choice. It wasn't something I was set out to do, and it was a disaster, but I knew that it was going to be a disaster, and I was trying to push that to the people that were making me do this.
Yeah.
So this takes me back to when I was 21 and living in Sydney in my little apartment. You remember my apartment, Matt?
Yes.
Fun times.
In Dalmany Avenue.
Oh, you're going to expose where I live, Kate. Dalmany Avenue in Roseberry.
I lived there too.
You did, across the road.
Yeah, across the road.
I was living in Sydney, and this was when I was living my best famous influencer life. I was just killing it. I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And when you're a famous influencer in Australia, you have a management company, which you have, don't you, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are Australia's biggest glamazon.
I am a famous influencer living their best life.
Yeah. So when I was living a famous influencer life like Matt is right now, you have a management company that handles all your things for you, all your brand deals, this, that, and the other. Anything that you're doing, the management team handles it. Look, I'm going to say, like, I can sing. I'm just going to throw it out there. Wasted talent. Wasted. It's going to waste. Anyway, my manager at the time discovered that I could sing. And I was like, oh, yeah, kind of. Let's record you a song. And I was like, all right, like, whatever. I'm young and naive. So we flew down to Melbourne. We met with this songwriter who had a bunch of songs already written. And then we listened to a few, and then we picked out one. So this guy, he was like a legit songwriter. Like, and the songs weren't bad at all. He was in a really popular like band back in the day, like years and years prior to this. So he was legit. Anyway, this song was called Set Fire to the Stars.
Which I still remember the lyrics to.
Oh, me too. Don't you worry.
I had that shit on repeat, bitch.
Look, it was not the worst, but this was a different time on the internet. I feel like if I could redo it again now, I could make it cool. So I was in the studio and we recorded this song. It was a pop, kind of rocky kind of sound. And you know when you're surrounded by a bunch of yes people, you can really believe anything. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that, but this was that kind of situation for me. Like, this song is great. Let's record it. Sounds great. You know, and I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to believe that this is really good. They edited the song, came back. It was super auto-tuned. And I was like, no. Take out all the auto-tune. So they went back and did another re-edit of it. And then it was at this point that I was starting to go, this is bad. This is bad. Because then they'd come back with the next edit and there was still a lot of auto-tune in there. Yeah. I'm like, just take it all out. Like, just leave in the layers that we did. We did all the different layers in the song. Then my management company was making me pre-promote the song on my socials. So in YouTube vlogs, on my Snapchat stories, because that's when Snapchat was really popular. And at this point I was going, this is bad. But it's too late because we've recorded it. They're really excited about it. Meanwhile, I'm like crying on the inside and they're making me do this. Yeah. It got to the point where I was saying to them, please, I don't want this to go out on the internet. But they were like, no, it's going to be great. And I was so upset having to promote it.
You had to do the music video too.
Yeah. So then they're like, we're going to do this music video at this mansion in like the northern beaches somewhere. It was a friend of the management company. Went there, got all extras to come for the day. It was a disaster, Matt. I was so
I
embarrassed.
will say the music video was trash. Like, it was really
The music video
really
never saw the
bad.
light of day.
Yeah. Oh, it never even got
No,
released.
you must have just seen behind the scenes.
No, you showed me to be like.
No, the only thing that I ever got was a 15-second snippet of it, like a teaser.
You were like laying on a sun lounge in a bikini or something.
No, I had normal clothes on. It was at this beachy house and it was this upbeat pop song. Like, nothing fucking made sense. They had gotten all these extras there who did it for free, and we were listening to that song on repeat and repeat and repeat the whole day. And I was like miming it and like acting like I was enjoying it when I was so embarrassed. But I couldn't say no because I'd already said to them, I don't want to do this. And they're like, we're going to do it. It's going to be great. Anyway, so the music video never got released. But anyway, the song was going to get released. So we did a big hype up on socials. Again, I'm going, this is going to be a disaster. But I'm there going, it's so good. I can't wait for everyone to hear it. Like, so not genuine at all. Anyway, it got launched onto like Spotify and iTunes and whatever. Immediately, hundreds of like 1 stars. Then I was just getting savagely bullied in my like DMs, on my comments. And I was basically just crying in my apartment in Sydney, saying, like, messaging my manager, going, I fucking told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and then I think it was at that moment that they realized she was right.
Yeah.
The song was very much giving like Rebecca Black Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my story of releasing a song and it being an absolute fail.
But I loved it.
Well, I wish we had it.
Oh, bitch, I could probably find it somewhere, surely. My love for you
was set fire to the stars.
I went through a phase of almost, because, you know, I released writing ScoMo, which is hilarious because, like, I feel like it's like we didn't have as much as a dramatic turn of events as you did.
Yeah, because yours was a parody. Mine was meant to be good and was a fucking parody.
Yeah. I remember filming that in outside Parliament House.
Yep. In a dressing gown.
Yeah, not having a permit and laying on the ground.
Are you not allowed to film out there?
Got no idea, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And that was 3 years ago and I haven't been
how
sued.
you
So
had
we're
like
all
a
good.
little tinny boat in that music video?
Yeah.
Like, where'd you get that?
Canberra just has like on the lake there.
You could just hire a
You
little
just
tinny.
hire a little boat.
Was it a
It
rowboat?
was like $20 for an hour. But anyway, I was laying on the ground outside Parliament House and security's come flying over.
Oh.
And I think we're done. No, I was laying on the ground. I looked like a sniper.
Are you serious? Is that what they thought?
Yeah, but then as they got closer, flying down the hill.
You had hot pink hair.
I've gone, yeah, it was like bright purple or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but what? You think snipers don't have
Nah, I
bright
reckon
pink
they've
hair?
got buzz
Surely.
cuts only.
Yeah, right. And anyway, then they struck up a conversation with us and they were actually quite nice about it.
Oh.
Then my manager had a really nice car that had driven us down in and the security were like, can we get in and have a look?
Oh.
So we made friends with them and I just thought, well, we can film the video and do everything we want. So then we got silly with it and I was throwing money everywhere and, you know,
Yeah.
it was lots of fun. But I would love to release more music, but it is a lot of effort.
We can do a duo.
I would actually love that.
Would you?
We should sing the intro for High Scrollers.
We should.
Yeah. All right, write that down, Chae. Well, one of the biggest pop culture moments, maybe the biggest pop culture moment of the year that I was so far behind on and actually wasn't up to, you know, I'm usually on top of all of these things. I usually know. That's why I've got this podcast to have, you know,
You're in the know.
Yeah, talk about pop culture moments, what's trending, whatever. Something trended earlier this year and is still wildly talked about all the time that I actually, for the first time, was so out of the loop with. And it was that FOMO. Like, I got that FOMO of like, hang on a second. I'm not across this. I don't know what's going on. And that is #Scandival, which involves Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules. Basically, I was so far out of the loop because I hadn't watched Vanderpump Rules. Now, you know, I love a lot of other Bravo TV shows, especially The Real Housewives, and I love Lisa Vanderpump. But Vanderpump Rules just hasn't been something I've ever delved into. And so when this broke, it was during season 10. So I had 9 seasons to catch up on. And I was like, well, I can't possibly get up to speed with this while it's all happening. So let's just forget about it. And then after I came back from South Africa, I had some downtime in May just to take a bit of a break after World Pride and things like that. And I started Vanderpump Rules and I watched all 10 seasons. And just recently I finished season 10, which is where Scandival happens. And for anyone who doesn't know, Tom Sandoval is one of the people on the reality show. He has a girlfriend, Ariana. They're together almost all 10 seasons.
Right.
And then he cheats on her with another cast member.
In the show.
He
allowed that to be filmed.
No, well, it all came out and it wasn't meant to be filmed. So this season 10 had actually been filmed. And while it was airing, this came out.
Right.
So they picked up the cameras and tacked on an extra 3 episodes at the end of season 10.
Did he know that they were filming?
Yes, but they were like, you're going to have to let us. I put this on my Instagram story. The amount of DMs I got was so overwhelming. I didn't realise how many people are Vanderpump Rules fans. So first I'll talk to the scrollers who have never watched Vanderpump Rules or aren't Vanderpump Rules fans. Quick rundown for you. Lisa Vanderpump was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She owns restaurants. She has staff at the restaurants. Vanderpump Rules follows Lisa and her staff at the restaurant.
That is messy. I'm sorry, as a business owner, the first thing I'm seeing is alarm bells.
I think the producers, in my opinion, started Vanderpump Rules as a different show to what it then turned out to be.
Was it just meant to be like the reality of like running the businesses and having employees?
Basically.
And then it turned into
I think like the employees themselves, they all want to be actors. They all want to be singers. They all want to be models. Right. And so this is their day job. And it's like, I think the show originally was like what the hot famous people in LA really do for work.
Right.
And it's like, I've got a modeling shoot today, but first, how am I going to cover my shift? Like, I feel like that's the vibe that the show was. But then when they actually started filming season 1, they realized how incestuous they all are because they all sleep with each other and they all mix boyfriends and girlfriends in the workplace.
That's kind of a win for all those people if they were working there in the day and trying to like pursue their fame. But then the show ended up being where they got their fame.
Exactly.
That's a win for them.
Exactly.
They just had to go get a job at the bar.
Yeah. And so 10 years later, now they've all got their own clothing lines, podcasts, TV.
They got exactly what they wanted, all from working at the restaurant.
Literally. If you haven't watched Vanderpump Rules, I say it's absolutely worth it.
I'm going to start from the start.
Yeah, get into it. I will say, don't forget though, season 1 and 2, very slow. And I remember texting my friend who's a big fan going, I can't do this. And she said, just push through. And I'm so glad I did.
Okay.
Because seasons like 3 to 10 with the occasional slow bit in maybe season 7 or 8.
Yep.
But my Instagram DMs were blowing up when I was talking about this because so many people wanted my opinions and I couldn't be bothered talking about it on Instagram. But it's a great way to talk about it here because I have the time and also I can tell people on Instagram, come listen to the podcast and I'll tell you all my thoughts.
It's a good promotion of the pod.
A lot of people wanted my thoughts on different characters. So Tom Sandoval, let's start with him. I actually loved him for season 1 to 9 and 10 until the end. Now I despise him. Right. Can't stand him.
So he's the villain.
He's the villain. Ariana, love her, always loved her. Kristen Doty, couldn't stand her. Katie reminds me of a toxic best friend that I used to have. So I've never vibed with Katie, but Katie can be a fan favourite. So that's controversial. Bit of tea there for you. She reminds me of a best friend I used to have who like literally ruined my life and was so toxic. And the moment I cut her out of my life, I was like, wait, this is what happiness feels like. And she just shows so many traits of like that person. So I'm a bit triggered by Katie.
That's bad.
Tom Schwartz, love. Jax, 50-50. Sheena, 50-50. Stacy, love, 100%. Probably my favourite. And Brittney, love. Probably one of my favourites as well. James, I couldn't care for. And Raquel, this is what's going to shock everyone. This is what everyone is going to go, what the heck? All right, hey, I'm cancelling you. I'm unfollowing the podcast. I'm never speaking to you again. You're blocked. I love Raquel, which is the girl that Tom cheated on Ariana with.
Ooh.
I love Raquel. She now has changed her name to Rachel, which was her original name, but she changed it to Raquel because it was a bit more fancy for LA and she thought it would get her places. Now she's gone back to Rachel to like, you know, refresh her life and go back to who she is. But I think that like the real villain is Tom Sandoval. I think that Raquel is like...
Did she know that he was in a
relationship?
So it's both...
Friends. Her and Ariana were best friends.
Oh,
they were best friends.
God.
I know, it's awful, but...
The mess.
And I love Ariana, and I'm so team Ariana throughout the whole thing, but I love Raquel.
Like outside of the scenario, you love her.
I think she's got a good heart. I think she's misunderstood, and I really like feel for Raquel. I don't want to put the blame on Tom Sandoval, but like... Tom Sandoval has also released his new podcast, which obviously got a lot of heat. I listened to it, won't be listening again. Couldn't stand it. It was such bro talk. I was like, no, nothing interesting happening here. What's funny as well, by the way, is he was just on The Masked Singer in the US. He was unmasked.
Did everyone boo when he came out?
Yes.
Oh.
And Ariana's on Dancing with the Stars right now.
Right.
So they've all got these big careers from this show.
Good
They're
on
all
'em.
doing their own thing. But a lot of people are like, Tom Sandoval trying to take the spotlight away from Ariana on Dancing with the Stars. And so the drama is still happening and we're waiting for season 11. So what I would say is we don't have a date yet, but we know it's been filmed. So it will be coming early 2024, we expect. So get into Vanderpump Rules now if you
I'll
want
watch
to,
it.
because May, June, July, August, September. It took me 5 months to watch all 10 seasons. But I'm very, very busy. Like my friend who just had a baby, she got through it in 4 weeks, if that.
Right.
So like if you're really determined, you can
Get
go
through
for
it.
it. But I've been very busy. So.
All right. So I'm going to add that to my to-do list.
And then, you know what else you need to add to your to-do list?
What?
I need a Saunders rules. I need a Brittney Fate reality show. If like Channel 10 came to you and were like, hey, we'd love to do a reality show about Fate,
Yeah.
what would your answer be?
That's a very good offer. Like, I would really consider it.
Yeah, it depends how much they're paying.
Yeah. No, but not even that. Like, obviously, that's a really good opportunity. What is interesting for me as a business owner, coming from a famous YouTuber, is I have really had to separate both of those, like more than anyone would ever know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think that's even one of the most challenging things for me, having this still like big profile online, but being a proper CEO, people can sometimes often not realize that those two things actually have nothing to do with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people can see us online and see all the fun on social media and they come and do an interview with us. But even though me being online and promoting our business the way that I do and showing all of Fate and like social media and the fun has nothing really to do with like operating the business.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're completely separate. Even though you'll see some of the Fate employees on our social media and stuff, like I draw a line of like not sharing them too much to social media because again, like it's a business. The people that work for me, they are the employees of my company. They are not my social media. They are not sharing their lives with my audience. And I feel like when you cross those two things together, it can get real fucking messy.
Well, it works pretty good for Lisa Vanderpump, doll, I'll tell you
Yes,
that much.
exactly. But like, I don't know. For me, I don't know if I would want to do that. I don't think my last name's nice enough to be in the title of anything.
No.
Maybe I'll get married to AJ. Maybe I'll get married to AJ, but his last name isn't even that nice either.
What is it?
Coiner.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Coiner.
Not me saying what is it.
Coiner. Coiner rules.
Could be a pun.
Like
Because
what?
you know how you coin a phrase?
Coin.
Give me a few days and I'll be coming back to you with a reality
All
show
right.
name.
Look, I'd consider it. It'd be great, but
Put
also
baby in the coiner. You know? I'm on here. The brain's going.
we're at the end of another episode already. So how do you feel after doing this episode with no pre-workout?
I feel fine. I do feel really tired though. Like I feel my eyes are going out of focus.
Right.
And
That's quite concerning.
yeah, I just can't bear to look at you any longer.
Is it my face?
Yeah. In fact, scrap a Fate reality show. Let's just have a High Scrollers reality show. Just
Okay.
us.
Just us two.
The
one.
traveling to and from. Like imagine getting a full episode of you driving down listening to Dancing Queen 74 times.
Oh my goodness. People would watch it.
I know. It's very exciting. Anyway, we'll work on that. We'll see if Nova will fund it. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode of High Scrollers. We upload a new episode every Tuesday here.
And make sure to rate us 5 stars and leave us a review. It's actually a legally binding contract, the fact that you've listened all the way through, that you have to give 5 stars.
If you enjoyed today's podcast, tell a friend to join the High Scrollers Club. It's very exclusive. Literally anyone can join.
And we've got unlimited memberships as well, but it's very exclusive.
You can follow us everywhere else.
For me, search Brittney Saunders.
And for me, search All Right Hey. Anyway, Giles, I better let you go. The Venga bus is coming. Gotta go blow my whistle, bitch.